So one of the key reasons why the StockX mentorship program is successful for many traders is that we give the insights before it actually happens. And this insight is time-stamped and proven to be the key detail. We always compare the before and the after to highlight the model success and the level of transparency that's given in the room. So today we're going to be talking about how gamma works and how that information is going to be valuable and going to be part of the key reasons on why you're going to be successful moving forward, especially in the StockX trading mentorship program, where they're going to be talking about where we see the markets moving forward and give you a little bit of insights on that specific detail and key events you need to watch for tomorrow's trading session. So let's go straight into it. So today we had another successful day trading in this market. So we pretty much went into today's trading session knowing that the whole situation in China was actually bearish. Okay, so they did not add additional stimulus. Yes, we did carry on some Chinese plays, which will most likely go to zero, but we weren't too really worried about it because we knew exactly that we were set up for success going into today's trading session. Now, event-based trades is something that you have no control over. It doesn't matter how well you are at analyzing premiums, you never know what the overall situation is going to happen in an event. So that's why we label those trades differently and understand that those can become either a zero or a hero. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But in today's situation, we knew exactly how the setup was going to be looking like based on the study of gamma. So let's go straight into it. In our report, which is time-stamped at 7:55 a.m. before the market opened, we mentioned the entire situation, what's happening in the market, and I also explained that the market is indeed bullish here and that we're likely to see 57.50. Okay, this is when SPX futures were trading around 57.20 and that the gamma was very bullish for today, especially if we went beyond 57.30. On the put gamma, we mentioned that it's tight and market most likely is bearish if it gets under 5700. Our neutral gamma is there. So let's talk about what is neutral gamma. So the neutral gamma is when basically the gamma in the entire market is zero. So the market is not neither bullish nor bearish. Okay, and we usually denote that range in the blue detail that you see over here to pretty much get an idea that this is a neutral range here. Okay, so it's pretty much a no man's land. Now what you see over here is the bearish gamma territory. So I labeled that to remind myself that SPX can really start to run when we get to above that 57.30. So when you do get over here, it's the gamma is starting to build positively. So if the market is above this blue shade here, most likely you're in positive gamma, and what that essentially means is that every single drop will get bought up. If you're under this range here, most likely what you're going to see is that every single pop is going to be sold off most of the time here. So there's going to be a lot of weakness here and a lot of strength over here, and you may see a small rug pull, right? So we call that out in this specific detail, and we also gave a prediction. So in our prediction, we mentioned that the market could see 57.50, which in fact it did close around our gatekeeping level, and we mentioned that China stocks will see a recovery, which was in fact true. If you guys look at Baba, you made a nice little small recovery, not by much, but pretty much was evident in a lot of these Chinese stocks. Baba, Baidu, they all started to creep a little bit higher. We mentioned that the market will lead based on the semiconductors, which was NVDA, LRCX. SMCI was actually strong at the open, but then later tanked. So that wasn't the best example, but AMD was also looking pretty decent as well. And we also gave our daily levels, which, pretty much only hit beyond this. So what trades did we take for our success today? So I always pre-announce my plays, giving them the entire playbook before it happens. Okay, so pretty much we started off the day by selling our NVIDIA 134 calls that we pre-announced yesterday, and those filled. It actually did go a lot higher, went to $2, but we wanted to take our profits. We wanted to jump back into NVIDIA, but didn't get the fill. We called out PLTR 44 calls at 20 cents, and that's the trade we were waiting for. Okay, so I also placed an order to buy SPX at 57.50 call at 2 and see if it fills. So we definitely gave a lot of this SPY call fills. We got the fill on the 57.50 call at the right over here at this specific point, and once it got the fill, that's when the market started to absolutely rip. So we also got the PLTR calls at 0.2, and down the line here you can pretty much see that we got a nice banger play that went from 2 to 6. Eventually it started to run a little bit more, and you know, a lot of members in the room started to make a lot of money off these plays. The PLTR calls ended up going to 180% that we definitely banked on today. So very fun day. We called out pretty much everything, a lot of green trades, and we made money off that as well. Okay, on top of that as well, we also called out a nice SMCI play, and you know, many members in the room were successful. Okay, but the key thing to remember here is that I always want to make sure not only am I thriving, but everyone else, by explaining each and every trade that we take, so that way you know exactly what you're looking into every time you're jumping into a trade. We always make sure that small account trades know exactly what to look for, at what price, and the price point. Pre-announcing our trades is crucial, okay? Because if we pre-announce the play, there's no way you can ever miss it, and there's no way you can ever say, hey, you didn't mention this, or you weren't transparent, right? No matter what, people that pre-announce their plays, you know, that's pretty much the ideal perfect trader, because once it fills, we follow up and we always confirm that level of information. In our scalp swings ideal, we definitely show all that stuff, so that way you guys know exactly what's happening. Our channel also has a voice, so we're always giving updates, and this is our AI bot which transcribes my voice log and telling you that, hey, very close to a fill on the 57.50 call. This is crucial, and having this level of information and having me on voice, where I'm the only one that's talking and running the show, is what's going to contribute to your success. And on top of that as well, you will also learn a lot about gamma, reading option premiums, and how that works. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about our predictions. Okay, so we analyze our predictions on stocks, because the stock predictions, they're done on a weekly basis, and they're always time-stamped and never change, because these levels are based from a weekly perspective. Every option that we trade, we analyze the week's information. So let's just say NVIDIA over here, right? It struggled to get past my 133 here, which confirms the trend, but we didn't want to force the trade into swinging this because it's near my estimated weekly high. If NVIDIA has a strong open, if we have bullish news right off the bat, then this can run. What is the catalyst that is happening into tomorrow? Well, we do have the FOMC meeting minutes, which in the past 3 events has been pretty much meaningless and hasn't really moved the market. But this is happening 2 p.m. after pretty much during the market day. So we decided to not really swing anymore, unlike yesterday, which we swinged a lot of plays. So this here pretty much bottomed out of that. We were looking at our Meta play here, but you can see that Meta stopped exactly at our level 1 bullish, and this is time-stamped information here. It stopped at level 1 bullish. This is where we had puts yesterday, and pretty much it went to 585, right on the money right over here. And if you guys don't believe me that this is accurate stuff, I'll show you the timestamp detail here to confirm that we are the real deal with our levels. Okay, this is has nothing to do with technical analysis. This is all levels based off premiums. So we see here, this here 622 on the 6th October, which is the day on the Sunday. We confirmed 602 level 1 bullish, level 1 bearish 585, and what you see, bounce off 585, and right over there, time stamped right over there, and we even spoke about it yesterday. Okay, so Meta right now, we were looking at a potential play, but it's in our chop range, so you know exactly what the behavior is. I've been told that AMD is a roller coaster play, and the reason for that is because it's in our chop range here. But AMD has an upcoming AI event on Thursday, the same day that Tesla has theirs. So if the news is really bullish, you start to see strong premiums on this. It's very possible it could get through 185. And if it starts to really break out and they really love the new AI technology or whatever the case is, it can start to really go nuts right over there. Okay, we're watching Broadcom here as they hit our level 1 bullish. So it's very possible we might see a little bit of a pullback. It stopped around there. So, you know, we did want to get calls on this at one point, but we want to see if it opens above or below to get a good insight on what's going to happen moving forward. Now, the Chinese plays definitely struggle here, okay? So China, basically a lot of the stocks are sold up, but you can pretty much see that approximately around my level 1 bearish is the support where BABA held. So this is key here, because you see over here that on Tuesday around 9:30, sorry, which day is this? Sorry, around Monday, that's where it stopped around my level 1 bullish, and just like Meta, bounced off my level 1 bearish. Okay, that is also time stamped, and we will confirm right over here. Okay, and you can see that as well. Okay, so that is time stamped 8 o'clock on Sunday, and those were the levels that we seen over here. Stopped at 117 and pulled back way lower, just right over there. And on Baidu, you know, pretty much didn't hit the upside inflection point, broke below, but you know, this one's a little bit off, but that's fine. We didn't have anything to do with that this week. So the China stocks are looking weak, and the cryptos were, you know, like MSTR was very strong. It stopped at a high at around 198. Predicting MSTR is tough because it relies on Bitcoin. So Gamma doesn't work on Bitcoin related stocks that much, but I still try to do it to get an idea about how it's going to work, so that way the team knows the range on the strikes and so forth. We had the 180 calls on this that we pretty much sold short. You know, we made 150% on it, but you know, didn't let it run, and that would have been 1,000% play if we did. But either way, you know, we're trying to see how we can figure out Gamma works on these crypto related stocks, but from what we see here, it does not actually work. So I hope you guys learned a thing or two from Gamma based on this market recap. Analyzing Gamma is what's going to be the key thing towards your success. Now, not a lot of people know exactly how that works, but we at StockX Mentorship Program do, and we convey that information by being transparent, and we also simplify things. It's important to simplify it because this type of study can be very complicated, and everyone has their own way of interpreting how Gamma works. We believe simplifying it makes it easier, because when you are in the moment and you're in trading, you have to be able to reasonably explain what is happening and how it's going to be implicating your trade. So that's what we do, and that's what we use, the StockX Mentorship Program. Our model is top of the line, and we always show the before and the after to make sure you see the success for yourself. So thanks for tuning in. Check out our mentorship program if you guys want to see the real-time data for these Gamma reports, and when you're trading, the before and the after, and you can see for yourself the keys, success factors that we use and we rely on. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one.